Good morning, students. Students, today we are going to start the new chapter that is the world of living. Students, we are living things, and like us, there are so many living things around us. They may be very small or may be very big. There are some other things also which are non living. And how can we decide that these are living or these are non living? That we already discussed, we already studied in different classes, different primary sections. And we know that what are the characters by which we can decide the things as living or non living. In the series, we will discuss about some characters of living things in this class. As we know that living things are those which can breathe, grow and move on their own, and non-living things do not breathe, grow or move. All living things have certain common characteristics. They have some common features in them. These features, these characteristics are quite different from those of non-living things. Now, a virus, this is a microorganism which has the characteristics of both living and non-living things. That's why we say about viruses, they are the borderlines of non-living and living things. They are the microorganism. They are very small organism that cannot be seen by our naked eyes. Now we will discuss about the characteristics of the living things in detail. The first one is living things are made up of cells. All living things, all, even a very small living thing or a largest living thing, all are made up of cells. A cell is the basic unit of life. It is a structural and functional unit of plant as well as animals. It is a structural unit because all the living things are made up of cells, and it is a functional unit because all the functions are performed inside a cell. Cells are so small that we cannot see them with our naked eyes. We need a microscope to see them. A newborn baby has about 2000 million cells present in them. The number of cells in living things vary over an enormous range. Amoeba is a single cell organism and is known as a unicellular organism. The organism which has a single cell, only one cell in them, they are known as unicellular organism. Bacteria and yeast also belong to the category of unicellular organism. They are also having only one cell in them. An organism which consists of many cells is called a multicellular organism. Human beings, cats, horses, and ants are some examples of multicellular organism. That means they all have a large number of cells in them. They are multicellular organism. To see a cell, we can do an activity. We have to peel off an onion and carefully take out a leaf from it. Now we will have to separate its membrane. We will put the membrane on a neat glass slide. We will put a drop of safranin and put a cover slip over it. We will observe it under a microscope. We will observe a structure similar to the structure shown in the diagram which is on your screen. This is the cell which is present in onion peel. Now the next character which I'm going to discuss is living things grow. All of you have must seen a small sapling growing into a plant. You have seen the growth of your younger brother or sister, growth of a baby to a child, then to an adult. Also shows the characteristics of growth in a living organism. However, animals do not grow after a particular age, but plants continue to grow throughout their life. Animals stop growing after a particular age, but the growth of plants continues throughout their life. So this is the one of the character of living things. Living things can grow. So students, we will discuss about more characters in next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.